Okay, right to equality. Article 14. Article 14 says that the state, that means the government, like the state shall not deny to any person person equality before the law or the equal protection of the laws within the territory of India. This says any kind of government will consider any person equal before the law. Laws will be universal for all the people and equal protection of laws throughout the territory of India. That's what Article 14 says. It's a very important article. It says everyone is equal before the law. There is no difference whatsoever. Next comes Article 15. Article 15 says that the state shall not discriminate against any citizen on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, or any of them. So that means any government shall not discriminate based on these factors. Next thing, clause 2. Clause 2 like expands it a little bit. Now this says there will be no restriction whatsoever for all these following things, like access to shops, public restaurants, hotels, or places of public entertainment, etc., something like that. So it means like if there is a restaurant, you cannot say that only male citizens are allowed in that restaurants. Like in case of shops, you cannot say only a particular religious person can be allowed into that shop. Those kind of things cannot be done. Same thing here. No, there should be no restriction on use of wells, tanks, bathing ghats, roads, and other public places. And other public places or public resort maintained wholly or partly out of state funds or dedicated to the use of general public. It's the same thing. So there should be no restriction whatsoever on these grounds. That's what clause 2 talks about. Clause 3 talks about something important. It says there will be no restriction, but they can make certain special provisions for women and children. So that means government can give some kind of positive discrimination for women and children. So that's what clause 3 of Article 15 talks about. So there were only 3 clauses in Article 15 earlier, but clause 4 was added later through an amendment, and this says certain special provisions can be made for the following people, like socially and educationally backward classes, or scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. So these are 4 categories. One is socially and educationally backward classes and scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. That means government can provide certain additional provisions for these people. So that's the thing. So that's some kind of reservation. It's talking about that for these particular people. Later on, another clause was added, that is clause 15, which says government can give some kind of provisions for reservation in educational institution, even for private educational institution, for the following people, like socially and educationally backward classes and scheduled class and scheduled tribes. Now basically this clause says that for these particular people there can be reservation in educational institutions like colleges, even though they are private. Okay, that's about Article 15. Now if we go back a little bit before, okay, let's see this Article 12 as such. Like this is the first article that comes under part 3, that is fundamental rights. Here it says what a state is. Like basically state means any, includes the government and Parliament of India, the government and legislature of each of the states, and all local or other authorities within the territory of India are under the control of the government. That means when someone says state, that means all the central government and state government, as well as all the authorities that are under the control of government. Like let's say if there is any organization that is any company that is under government, even that is considered as a state. So this is it gives the definition of a state basically here, this Article 12. That's something that we have to